Hello there. I want to talk to you about the mantra of trial by fire in our organizations. If you are of a certain age, I'm afraid actually almost any age, there seems to be a pervasive idea that you enter an organization and how you learn is the way that the generation before you learned. Now, this can be about sophisticated ways of learning techniques and technical skills, or it can just be understanding the way things are done around here. But it doesn't really matter what's being learnt. The thing that I'm focusing on is the idea that so many people had a terrible experience as they went up through the junior ranks and finally found themselves in a position of some power and authority. And they look at themselves now and they say, I am amazing. I am brilliant. I am really good at my job. And then they look back at the way they were treated to get here. And although many people sense that there's an injustice to it, an idea that you were allowed to stumble and fall and wound yourself and humiliate yourself, they know it's not right. But at the same time, they look at themselves now and they say, but I'm amazing now. And that's what I went through. So if I want to be fair to this next generation and not turn them into snowflakes, I should also allow them to go through that same trial by fire. This is not a plea for the younger generations if they're snowflakes, because they are not. This is the idea that everything can and should evolve. We shouldn't be in a position where, because we went through terrible things, where senior people didn't listen to us, where they took for granted the knowledge we should have and gave us little to no mentoring or coaching, we shouldn't imagine that that is why we are good. Most of us have succeeded despite the way we were, to say taught would be too strong. Most of us have succeeded despite the trial by fire, not because of it. There is nothing that exists that can't be learned in a better way than by bullying or being thrown out there to the wolves without any support or light. It's time for a change. And not because young people are soft and not because people entering new workforces need to be coddled, but because the way you show collegiality, the way you create a bond of trust between people, is by showing you're willing to invest. That is peer-to-peer, that is leader to direct report. And indeed, in this new world that we're in, that is direct reports to leaders who have a lot to learn about the new ways of working. What do you think? Are you the product of a trial by fire, and is that the only way for the people that you might support to learn?